Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm King of Dragons 5000 and today we have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Seth Freakin Rollins. Getting Seth Rollins out of the packaging, we're greeted with a pretty decent figure. I use the term decent because he is okay. There are several things that could have made this figure much better. But to find out why I say that, let's start at his accessories. Seth Freakin Rollins only comes with 2 pairs of hands, which is unfortunate. But this is the first time we get the brand new WWE World Heavyweight Title. Unfortunately, very light on accessories. More hands would have been nice, as well as his entrance coat. His accessories put aside, let's have a look at his details. Seth Freakin Rollins looks pretty freaking amazing here, and I like the work Mattel put into it. However, there is room for improvement on this figure, as there are some things I think they could have done better. Mattel opted to go with a more stoic expression here for Seth Rollins, which I think is the wrong face they could have used. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty good likeness to Seth Rollins, but for the character I think they could have done a much better job in selecting the head. Though the beard is nicely painted and I like the fading they did with his hair, unfortunately his hair is too bright. Taking a look at the torso that Mattel has chosen for Seth Freakin Rollins is that shredded torso that they normally use for the character. I honestly have no complaints with the body selection here, as it's perfect for Seth Freakin Rollins. Giving him this more shredded torso was a good call, and I especially like the work they did with his body hair. And running down his spine, he does have his Bushido tattoo. Mattel is using the medium arms for Seth Rollins, which is a perfect fit for him. The muscle definition is perfect for Seth Rollins, going all the way down to his black wrist tape. The tights here on Seth Freakin Rollins are done in this marbleized gold plastic. It's actually quite impressive the way it looks here on the figure, and the paint applications are rather clean. However, it does lack some detail, as most of the tampos are just painted on with no sculpted detail to support them. Running down the length of the front of his tights, we do have these black stripes, which are actually painted pretty well. His knee pads have some impressive paint work, as we do have some black lines at the top of them, as well as this line pattern going throughout the rest of the knee pad. The line work from the knee pad goes all the way down to his kick pad, where that's done really well, and we get some more black lining here. The painted detail continues all the way down to his foot, which it's done really well, and Mattel has done a really good job with the paint applications here on his kick pad. So overall, your standard Seth Rollins figure, it still looks really good, but I feel like there's a few things that Mattel could have improved on. Seth Freakin Rollins still looks rather impressive, and using the marbleized gold plastic was a really good call by Mattel. So with his paint and details out of the way, let's compare Seth Freakin Rollins to our usual suspects. Getting Seth Rollins posed with our usual suspects, you can see he'll scale perfectly with the rest of your 1/12 scale and your WWE collection. He's not going to be the tallest figure in your display, but he's also not going to be the shortest. With the comparisons out of the way, let's move on to his articulation. Starting at his head, Seth Rollins has a ball joint at the head. His arms hinge out to the side and do a full 360. He has a swivel in the bicep and a double hinge in his elbow. He has a hinge and a swivel in his wrist. Seth Rollins does have an ab crunch as well as a waist swivel. His legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He has a double bend in the knee, a swivel at the boot, a hinge in the ankle, and rocker ankle. So Seth Freakin Rollins does have your standard elite articulation, which is pretty good here, with the only hindrance being his knees. But the knee pads do a good job getting out of the way of the bend, so you still get that full articulation. With everything said and done about the Elite Series Seth Freakin Rollins, let's get him posed for my final thoughts. Getting Seth freaking Rollins pose for my final thoughts, I have to say it's a mixed bag with this figure. On the one hand, it is a really good Seth Rollins figure, but on the other hand, it does show Mattel did kind of skimp on this figure. It is kind of absurd that we only got 2 pairs of hands with this Seth Rollins, where we should have got a pair of fists to go with everything else. Add to it, Seth Rollins did have an entrance jacket as well as sunglasses, which Mattel somehow missed and didn't include it with this figure. However, I do like the inclusion of the World Heavyweight Title, as this is the first time we are getting it in plastic form. And the detailing on it is not too bad, as we do get the Seth Rollins logo on the side plates. It's not uncommon for Mattel to release multiple Seth Rollins figures throughout the year, however, this one does come with a World Heavyweight Title and the attire is actually pretty good. If you haven't picked up any of the multiple Seth freaking Rollins that Mattel has produced in the past, this is the one to get, especially if you're looking for that new belt. At the time I'm making this video, Elite Collection Series 109 is still available in stores like Walmart and Target. Now, I didn't pick mine up from any box store. I actually ordered my Seth Rollins from Amazon, where I did get him for about $18. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good feeling paying $19 for an Elite figure these days, but if you can't get him for under MSRP, definitely find him at your local stores. Thank you for checking out another action figure review, and before you go, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my WWE videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000, reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.